Hi guys, follow me on Instagram to never ever miss any of my crazy updates. Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I'm driving this. This is the Volkswagen Polo GT TSI. I don't know how many times we've reviewed the Polo, but here we go. Once again, there's insulation right there. That is a TSI motor. Everything looks the same on this car other than the fact that it gets a GT badging right here. And this is the same car which was launched 10 years back, has got minor cosmetic updates in the terms of the lights have been upgraded, the grille has been upgraded, the wheels look more or less the same. Actually, they're the same as the non-GT model as well. However, this being the GT, gets black in colored outside rear view mirrors. The roof is not black colored. That's kind of weird and awkward. And it gets the GT TSI badging here. Meanwhile, it also gets a rear spoiler, which again is finished in gloss black. At the rear, it says GT instead of Polo. BS6 TSI is written on both the models, the non-GT models as well. The car looks the same as a regular Polo other than those 3-4 changes which have been done just to identify it as the GT model. Well, they could have done a lot more to make it look sportier because mechanically it's the same. There's no difference mechanically to this car, which is again very disappointing. Okay, they could have given it more power and torque. Rear seat space, not much really. This is the biggest gripe of the Polo. Rear seat comfort is lacking, but you know, I like the seat covers here. They look nice. Door pockets are really very slim. Nobody really cares about that. Let's open the boot. This is still a cool trick. Yep, boot is decent in terms of size, but again, we've spoken about all this and more. What are we doing a review of the Polo again and again and again? Well, that is disappointing because changes haven't happened. Okay, Volkswagen was written here, which is vanished, which is there in the regular model. The interior looks more or less the same. You get these nice seat covers. However, there's a traction control button right there, which is so unnecessary. I can't tell you enough that this traction control button is very unnecessary. In fact, I have turned off traction control permanently. The interior is also the same. Nothing much to differentiate other than the fact that, well, they should have put GT badging inside so you realize that. I've got into reverse right now. There's no reverse parking camera for a car which costs rupees 11 lakhs. That's absolutely insane and crazy and unbelievable too. So yeah, you can see the interior is solid but is extremely lacking in terms of features. Let's just turn off the car because I'm going to show you the party trick of the Polo and memers will get more content, but no problem. Here we go. Pressing a button to roll down all the windows of the car. That is a USP of Volkswagen cars, and on that bombshell, it's time to drive. Alright, we're all set to go, which means once I get into drive mode, just see at the speed this engine crawls, the car crawls. It's quite fast a crawling speed. You know, you have to actually get onto the brakes when in stop-go traffic, and it crawls so fast so that, VW has done it intentionally so that the car does not stall. So, you know, the idling speed has been kept slightly higher as well on this car. Any which ways, wherever I go now, there's so much traffic. It's absolutely crazy. So you can see there's not much to talk about in this car yet. Someone's going to comment, still he made such a big vlog. So we are going to get into the gas. Now performance is actually decent, it's good enough, but it's slower than the manual. Nothing beats a manual. I'm telling you, if you're looking for a GT TSI, well, just get the manual and put GT badges on it because a GT TSI doesn't necessarily have to be an automatic. Unfortunately, in this case, it is an automatic, and you know, many people actually bought the GT TSI just for the fact that it was an automatic. So here we are right now driving in D mode, regular drive mode, and you can see the engine feels calm. It's not really eager to upshift as such. It's driving in 5th gear right now. Could easily save fuel by shifting another gear or so. Actually only 6 speed here. Meanwhile the DSG was a 7 speed unit. Straight away let's get into sport mode, turning off traction control, turning off the hazard light, revving the motor, doesn't rev 2000 rpm. And that is 11 seconds to go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. It is actually 1 second slower than the manual and half a second faster than the Vento because of its lighter weight and smaller size, of course. That's the reason why it's lighter actually. Now this is a 1 litre TSI engine which is both turbocharged as well as a direct injection motor producing 110 horsepower at 5000 to 5500 rpm. Meanwhile the torque output happens to be a considerable 175 Newton meters, which is the same as the older GT TSI. In fact, it has 5 horsepower more than the older GT TSI. The only disadvantage it has is a 6-speed torque converter gearbox instead of a 7-speed DSG unit. And of course, the DSG is much better. It's faster in terms of shifts, it's faster in terms of upshifts as well as downshifts because there are 2 clutches there. So obviously, it's just faster. This one isn't as fast, but still slick enough and smooth enough and fast enough as well. I mean, you won't really miss the DSG, but the DSG was in an entirely different league altogether. Well, yeah, I kind of miss the DSG. However, there are no paddle shifters on offer. There are 3 drive modes. Actually, there are 3 gearbox modes. Okay, right now we are in S mode. This is the drive mode. This is the manual mode. Okay, manual mode doesn't hold on to a gear and it will downshift as well. So it's not really manual mode as such because, yeah, it doesn't really let you take control of the gears. That said, the gearbox, I mean, lives up to expectations. It's a torque converter unit. It tries to mask the initial turbo lag because there is turbo lag here. However, it isn't able to do that very well. And when you compare to the DSG, the launch time is slightly better because in the DSG, the initial lag was much more. Here, that initial lag isn't as drastic, but still, you know, it doesn't get off the line as swiftly, and that's the reason why it's 1 second slower than the manual. It upshifts at around 6,500 RPM. The only disappointing part, yeah, 6,500 RPM upshift is in manual mode. Otherwise, it upshifts under 6,000 RPM and at 6,000 RPM in sport mode. The only disappointing part here is that there's traction control, which is kind of useless because it doesn't spin its wheels. Yeah, it doesn't spin its wheels, which is not the case with the manual. With the manual, you can actually spin the wheels because you can dump the clutch and really have a lot of fun as well. So I'm a little disappointed here in that regard. And also, it's less fuel efficient than the manual. It will return somewhere around 9 to 12 kilometers per liter in the city, depending on your driving style. You can, you know, stretch that a bit to almost 14 to 15 kilometers per liter. Okay, here you see soft suspension does a decent job as such. The engine does sound sporty, in the top end of the rev range, but the top end isn't that great because the mid range is a strong point. Low end lag is there, drivability is not the best, but the mid range is really very strong. And I would say the gearbox does a decent job, but why pay extra? Why pay rupees 1.28 lakhs extra for the automatic over the manual? Because the manual is just so much more fun. The little bit cosmetic change which is there on the GT TSI, you can, I mean, do it for much cheaper as well. But those who are looking for the convenience of an automatic will really like this 6-speed torque converter gearbox. As far as torque converter gearboxes go, this is among the better ones for sure. And VW has done a great job of tuning it. High speed stability is great. Steering, yeah, it weighs up. It has feel, but it's not really fluid as such, so it's more of an artificial feel here. Meanwhile, the suspension being soft, the ride quality is actually good. The only thing is you can feel the lightness of the car on bad roads, so it kind of bounces because of the soft suspension. And body roll is also very well contained on this car. Braking performance is also very nice, so there's a lot of good things going on for the Polo. However, you know what? The car has aged drastically aged. There are 5 variants on offer. 3 are for the manual, 2 are for the automatic, including the 5th variant, which is the most expensive variant, which is the one we are driving right now, the GT TSI, which costs around rupees 52,000 more than the Highline Plus. I honestly don't understand the logic of charging 50,000 more just for the cosmetics, because as far as the powertrain option goes, everything is the same, freaking identical. Okay, taking a U-turn feels very easy. This car is very nimble, easy to drive, and a whole lot of fun as well. The Polo has always been so much fun, and it finally did some wheel spin, which is actually a good thing. Like I was telling you, of the braking performance, really nice, sure-footed braking, and then that improves the braking performance further. Barely revs. Honestly, it is the manual mode where you should be driving this car, because then it revs all the way. And this 1 liter TSI engine is fantastic, does a great job in replacing the 1.2 TSI. The 1.2 TSI was also really very nice, but this 1 liter TSI is even better, produces ample amount of grunt, performance is slick. The manual obviously goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in under 10 seconds. So yeah, the manual is just the one to buy. The Volkswagen Polo range actually starts at 6.85 lakhs for the base petrol manual, and for this particular variant which we are driving, the price is rupees 11.2 lakhs. Very expensive for a hatchback which doesn't get side airbags, which also misses out on a lot of creature comforts and isn't really premium in the real sense as far as space goes. However, as far as driving ability and engineering goes, the Polo is still a fantastic car, phenomenal in that sense. Although for this price, VW should have been offering us the latest generation of the Polo. So big disappointment in that regard, because it's the same old thing. I mean, there was nothing wrong with the GT TSI. So with this new engine, I mean, yeah, performance is slightly better, and overall feel good factor, reliability, and maintenance is lower with this particular gearbox when compared to the DSG. But still, really nothing different here. you know what, expecting this torque converter gearbox to be as good as the DSG is stupid, because it cannot be. It has a single clutch, that has dual clutches, so obviously it's going to be better. Paddle shifters could have been offered. I think for the price now, VW is charging quite a lot of premium, considering this car has been on sale for 10 years, so economies of scale should have hit the VW plant by now, but that doesn't seem to be the case for now. And yes, the price is the same as the GT TSI for an inferior gearbox, which kind of doesn't make sense. And on that discovery, it's time to end. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this vlog, make sure to give it a thumbs up. That's the like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video real soon. Bye bye, take care.